Hello everyone, this is Professor Robert Solis. Welcome to this video lesson. Now, one student asked about the idea of maybe changing the way that we consider the Boolean expression here within the parentheses. And so, while I may not necessarily write the program this way, can you write it this way? Yes, you can. This is based on a flag, and we're asking if this flag is set to true. So before I continue, let me show you what I did for the graphical user interface so that you can replicate this. This text box, I'm going to give it the name txtuser_num. The button, I'm going to give it the name btn submit. The label, I'm going to give it the name LBL result. Within the code area, I have my declarations, I have my get user input, calculation, and output. So for the declarations, I'm going to create a Boolean variable called is it true that we've displayed all the numbers? Because what I want to do is I want to display multiples of 5. So I haven't displayed all the numbers obviously yet, so I'm going to set that to false. I'm going to get the user number. The output is going to have 5 space 10 space 15, so forth and so on. Multiples of 5, currently it's starting off at 5. Then it's going to be 10, then 15, 20, so forth and so on. I have a counter to make sure that I've considered the number of multiples of 5 that I'm displaying, because I only want to display a certain amount based on the user number. That counter, we're going to start that at 0. We'll go from there. All right, so for the user number, let's get the user input, and that means that we're asking the user to get we're going to get the text rather from the text box, convert that to a whole number, and assign it to the user number variable. I start the counter at 0. Now, this is a weird way of thinking about it, but nonetheless, you have to understand how these flag-based Boolean expressions work. Is it true we've displayed all the numbers? Well, we haven't displayed any of the numbers yet. Currently, it's set to false. So, is false equal to false? Well, that's a true statement. False is equal to false. Since this is a true statement, the while statement will now go into the next statement right here. While this statement is true, that is it true that we've displayed all the numbers? Oh, I haven't done it yet. No. False is equal to false, therefore we jump into the while statement, which means that you're executing these statements over and over and over and over again, while we have not displayed all the even numbers. So first, let's take that multiple of 5, which is 5 at first, and send it to the variable output. Let's increment mults of 5 by 5, so now it's 10. I increment the counter and ask the question, hey, have I displayed all the numbers that the user wants? That's what this if statement is asking. Is counter less than the user number? Because as long as it is, then I haven't displayed all the numbers that the user wants. So therefore, is it true that we've displayed all the numbers? No, it's not true. It's false. You haven't displayed all the numbers yet. Once counter is no longer less than the user number, what that means is, okay, we've displayed all the numbers that the user wants. So now I can say, is it true we've displayed all the user numbers? Yes, it's true, as long as this thing is no longer true. Well, once this has been solved, then I can just simply display the results of the output to the label. So if I run the program and say I want 4 multiples of 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, notice the 5, 10, 15, 20. What you could do if you wanted is you could stop the program. Let's say that I want to stop the program right here. So I run it, and then I can figure out what's going on step by step. So I want 3 numbers. Notice how we freeze time right here. Counter, let me hover my mouse pointer over it. It looks like it's 0. Yep, that's what it's supposed to be, so that's 0. This statement is false. False is equal to false. That's a true statement that false is equal to false. So we go into the while statement. Output, which is currently nothing, is now updated. So output is the number 5 with a space before it. Mults of 5 is currently 5, but when I step, now multiples of 5 is 10. Counter was 0. Counter is now 1. Is 1 less than the user number, which is 3? Yes, it is. So therefore, we are going to say that, is it true we've displayed all numbers? False. We haven't done that yet because the number of numbers we're supposed to display, or that we have displayed, is less than what the user wants. So now watch what happens. After this, we go back to the while statement and ask, hey, by the way, is this still true? Is it true that false is equal to false? Well, let's see, yep, that's false. False is equal to false is true. So therefore, we do the whole thing all over again. Yeah, question?
So pretty much the double equal statement is just saying, like, false is equal to false.
We're asking that question. Yeah, you have to ask a question in a while statement or in an if statement. Is this equal to this? Because if that's true, do the while statement. Once this is false, stop doing the while statement. Stop repeating. Okay. And so forth and so on. So what you can do is you can step through this to investigate how this thing works. So I'm going to stop the program, take off the break, and that's something that you will do in terms of your investigation of how these flag-based Boolean expressions work. And that's it. So this is Professor Robert Solis. I hope this video lesson was helpful. Have a good day. See you next time.